It stands at silent attention.
Tragic. It was just tragic.
A stone cross honoring Joseph Barr.
Your whole life changes.
But unlike most burial sites at Richmond National Cemetery,
I can't believe he's not coming home.
the Henrico man's grave is empty.
He is probably 7 or 8.
Barbara Gilliam holds tight to memories of her younger brother.
Everybody loved him. He was just really sort of a fun-loving young man, little boy.
Memories are all that remain.
We sort of felt like we had each other.
To this day, Barbara wishes she could have protected her only sibling a half-century ago.
He had decided he wanted to become a state trooper just before he left.
At 20, the Highland Springs High graduate joins the U.S. Navy.
I think it gave him confidence. I think it taught him discipline.
February 1968, Joseph and 98 other crew members sail from Norfolk on the USS Scorpion. The nuclear-powered sub's destination, the Mediterranean, for a 3-month deployment against the backdrop of a simmering Cold War.
They were on a mission. And the mission was following Russia.
In May, the Scorpion skipper radios ahead. The sub is returning home. On the 27th, families wait anxiously at Pier 2 at Naval Station Norfolk. The sub never appears and never will.
I had gotten home from work and someone called me.
Something catastrophic happened under the sea.
The nuclear attack submarine, USS Scorpion, SSN 589, has been reported overdue at Norfolk.
The nuclear sub is overdue in high seas, the USS Scorpion, with 99 aboard, last contacted May the 21st.
The Navy launches a massive search by air and sea.
Any signs at all, anything is seen in water, debris, dye markers, anything it can see in the water that would give indication that something is there.
June 5th, the sub is declared lost. Barbara's fading hope turns to grim reality.
Submarine hunt still fruitless.
5 months later, in October of that year, the Scorpion's wreckage is found off the coast of the Azores.
It was just really bad. You just don't believe it could ever happen to you or your family.
The sub's entire crew, 99 souls, including Barbara's brother Joseph, rest 2 miles below the surface.
I'm sorry.
Questions still linger about what happened. A mechanical failure, rogue torpedo, or something more sinister.
The Navy never will say it was torpedoed by Russia. In my heart, I know that's what happened to them. I can feel it.
The sinking of the Scorpion remains one of history's biggest maritime mysteries.
And all the families and what they went through, it really is a tragedy.
All of these years later, Barbara still harbors ill feelings.
I really don't like to go to the beach. I just don't like to go to the water. To me, it's his gravesite.
The whole thing was pretty tragic loss for the Navy.
Retired submariner John Donaldson is the liaison between the Navy and Scorpion families.
Something had happened on board that they were not able to recover from.
John understands Barbara's pain, but does not think the Russians were responsible.
I think there's some anger among some of the family members that they don't know what happened. It's natural.
A monument sits at Pier 2 where loved ones waited for their sailors to return.
The Navy will never, ever forget the Scorpion.
Commander Sarah Self-Kyler, public affairs officer with the submarine force at Norfolk, says each sailor carries a small part of the Scorpion.
I would absolutely consider this area hallowed ground. Not only do the Scorpion families, but the submariners of the submarine force know that this location is an important part of our history.
Whew. I would have given my life for him. PO2 Keith Alexander Martin.
50 years later, the sinking of the sub.
PO2 George Giles Annable. FN Joseph Anthony Barr Jr.
And loss of her crew.
PO2 Michael John Bailey. PO3 Michael Reed Blake.
Haunts the military and loved ones to this day.
I always wanted to think of him on an island somewhere, but I know better.
Whatever was responsible for the Scorpion disaster in May of '68, Barbara realizes nothing will ever bring Joseph back.
And I know he's watching over us, so that gives me consolation.
With no answers, Joseph Barr's big sister holds on tight to her memories. It's all she has.
I don't think you ever get over it. You cope with it and you move on, but it's always there.